summertime day in Williamsport. It's day 2 of the 2019 Little League World Series, and our matchup on the international side, a traditional powerhouse. Yeah, they are so tense before their first game here in Williamsport. The team from Japan and the underdog kids from Bologna, Italy, a country that is still learning about baseball. And it would be something if they could challenge Japan here on day 2 of this Little League World Series, part of Little League International 16-team modified double elimination tournament. The kids are between 10 and 12 years old. We play 6-inning games on a field 2/3 conventional size. There are minimum mandatory play rules. Every kid gets into every game. This is day 2. We had one game yesterday. Curacao was really impressive. We've had 2 excellent performances already on day 2. Virginia, a combined no-hitter against Rhode Island on the U.S. side. South Korea, they pitch well, but they especially swung the bats. A kid whose nickname is the Korean Eagle. The second home run we've seen on the international side. And the South Korean players were enjoying every minute of their win over Venezuela. And as we speak, up at Lombardy, Minnesota leading Kentucky back on the U.S. side by a 2-1 score. We'll keep you posted on that game as we go along here from Volunteer, which is filling up on this summertime afternoon. On the U.S. side of the bracket, so 1 winner already. Everybody playing their opening round games today because of the weather yesterday. Louisiana, Hawaii, New Jersey, Oregon still to come. On the international side of the bracket, we have a matchup already set for Sunday morning, and it's going to be a really good one. Curacao and South Korea. Japan, Italy, the winner of this will play the winner of Mexico, Canada on Sunday afternoon. Hi, everybody. Dave Fleming, Kyle Peterson. We did the first game together. We needed some help for game 2.
I noticed that. They reserves big time.
Jessica Mendoza, great to have her with us for Japan and Italy. Kyle, we'll start with you. And on the Japanese side, are we right to think that, again, this year, this is one of the favorites entering the Little League World Series?
I think you got to think that every year, just based on what they've done. And for this Japanese team, it's the 3rd time this Little League has been here to the Little League World Series. And Japan's played in 5 of the last 9 Little League World Series titles. The other thing about this team is you know that the Japanese national tournament's going to be hard every year. They outscored their opponents 37-1. So they're coming in here hot. You know that they're somewhat comfortable being in this environment. They've had to wait a few days to get back out there. We know we're going to see defense, and we know we're going to see kids that can make plays.
All right, so Jess, on the other side of things, we know the tradition of Japan on the baseball side. How about Italy?
Oh, Flem, there's been so much talk about the growth of the game, and that's what we've seen from the Major League Baseball side, from the Little League side. And when I think about the part of the world that has seen the most growth, that needs the most growth, it's the Europe-Africa region. This team from Italy, you're going to see a ton of smiles, a ton of heart, and guys, a lot of motivation to continue to grow the game, not just in Italy, but all of Europe. This team representing a huge part of the world is trying to really take that next step.
Yeah, I think it's a good point. You got a group of kids on that Italian side who really love this sport. It'll be a challenge, though, up against the Japanese team. Opening round matchup, Japan and Italy. First pitch coming up next. Love about the international side of the Little League World Series, how far all of these teams have to travel to get to Williamsport. A combined 36,536 miles travel to get here for the 2019 Little League World Series. The team from Japan, Chofu City, part of Tokyo, one of the biggest cities, maybe the biggest city in the world. A great baseball tradition. Let's meet the kids from Chofu City, brought to you by Office Depot.
岸川和弘です。好きな選手は松井秀喜選手です。僕の名前は関谷健介です。好きな絵文字はスマイルです。僕の名前は椎名龍です。好きな教科は算数です。僕の名前は鹿島優太です。好きな歌手はテイラー・スウィフトです。僕の名前は稲葉優斗です。好きな選手は田中マー君です。僕の名前は土井陸斗。好きな野球選手はダルビッシュ有選手です。僕の名前は大和田春人です。好きなプロ野球選手は大谷翔平です。僕の名前は牛久保良平です。好きな食べ物は唐揚げです。
西澤譲です。好きな選手は大谷翔平選手です。
僕の名前は西川律です。僕の好きなスポーツ選手は錦織圭です。
関優斗です。好きな選手は大谷翔平選手です。
僕の名前は小針大輝です。一番好きな食べ物はステーキです。
僕の名前は掛場優斗です。好きな野球選手はイチロー選手です。
僕の名前は川口大志です。好きな教科は英語です。
And as you can see, the boys from Chofu will be very, very well supported here today by a healthy contingent, I would say, of friends and family who have made the trip from Japan. They're very excited to be here. In fact, all but 2 players have friends and family represented in the traveling contingent. And you mentioned the long travel. Yeah, something like 17 hours when you combine the airplane flight and the drive from Newark then to Williamsport. Plus, these Japanese parents have been telling me it's really, really hard for them to get time off of work during this. So a special effort to get here for sure. Now, one thing that they've been doing since they got here, and they're staying across the street at the Red Roof Inn, they had to borrow a rice cooker from somebody locally here in town, because for all they're doing for the kids up at the Grove, the Japanese players saying, we don't have enough rice. So the parents here, even though they're enjoying their time away from work, still a little bit of work.
Not a total vacation, Sebastian. And the team from Japan always comes here with the intention of not just competing, but winning the Little League World Series championship. It's happened many times in the past. The pitcher they're going to face at the start of the game, Giulio Bisa for the Italian team.
You can see this a little bit for the kids from Italy, too. There's a fair amount of 11-year-olds on this team. Second youngest international player. 10 years old, 4'7", 83 pounds. Go get him. I love the difference in size that we see every year. And for Giulio Bisa, he gets things started for Italy.
They call him the hamster, his teammates do.
All
he
right.
says, my cheeks fill when I eat a lot of food, and they call me the hamster.
It makes sense.
Well, you know, Jess mentioned it in our open, that Italy is a country that has not fully embraced baseball, and yet in the city of Bologna, in this region, in this Little League, you got a lot of kids who are passionate about this sport. And the kid on the mound is one of them. This team loves baseball, so there may not be a love of baseball across Italy. These kids on the field today are just thrilled to be here. And we'll see. I mean, it would be quite a story if they could somehow compete with Japan. Joe Nishizawa leads off and swings at the first pitch. It's at foul. We are underway here on the international side.
I played in a championship in Bologna, and the amount of support, of course, for softball was unbelievable. The whole town shut down the streets, and it's a different level of play. I mean, everyone's very relaxed.
Why wouldn't you be? You live in Bologna.
Say. That's why you live there.
The spread in the dugout, I'm not going to lie, it was pretty sweet. Some fresh prosciutto.
Bologna is famous for the Parmesan, the prosciutto, the bolognese. It's kind of the culinary capital of Italy. If you like fast cars, they make Lamborghinis and Maseratis and Ferraris there.
Yeah,
This sounds terrible.
I was thinking we needed some on set just to kind of show off the area.
Would have been good.
Our producer wasn't in on it. You could have a Maserati and some prosciutto. Why not? Yeah. Scott Gustafson.
That was a tough ask, though. I'll defend our producer. Let's get a Lamborghini in the booth. Up the middle for a leadoff hit for the Tokyo catcher. Catcher hitting leadoff, which we see that a lot with the Japan team often. And I think it's true across the board at the Little League level. Sometimes the best athlete is the guy who's behind the plate.
Yeah, controls so much of the game here, can shut down a running game.
Ryohei Kubo, second baseman, hitting second. He is one of the youngest players for Japan. Meet the Players brought to you by Chick-fil-A. And Ryohei bows to umpires before games. You see a lot of respect for the umpires, for the kids from Japan. He has a little baseball superstition, and he's a piano player, and he can also bunt. That was a beautiful bunt for a base hit.
Natural combination.
Yeah.
You can play the piano, you can bunt. Those two things always go together. Leadoff single for Japan, now a bunt single. First two on there right away. All right, run that right hand up there, catch the barrel, deaden that baseball, and then just puts his head down. There's no reason to look at it. Well, then he does. Besides that, everything was perfect.
You got to make sure. How much time do you have? Sneak a peek.
It's so hard to resist. So 2 on, no outs for Japan. Right away putting pressure on Giulio Bisa.
Play.
Daiki Kobari, who is the center fielder.
Ball. You know, of all the countries we see here at Little League and even in Major League Baseball represented, I've always loved the style of hitting of Japanese hitters. And it obviously starts at the youth level and just short contact.
Hard hit. They'll get the out at second, and that's all they'll get. But a nice play defensively by Leonardo Del Frate. First and third, 1 out. We watched these Italian kids take infield before the game. It's our first look at this team from Italy.
Look good.
They look good.
The ball was hit hard, too. Played off to the side, which is fine when it's hit that hard. That ball got to him a little bit quicker than he thought. He wasn't quite sure where to go right away.
How about the breaking ball for a swinging strike? Yuto Kakeba, 12 years old. And a break for second. I don't think that surprised the Italian team, but when you got a fast runner at third, at the Little League level, it's hard to throw down to second base and avoid that runner stealing home. 1-2.
Keep throwing it. Couple breaking balls in this at bat.
To Yuto Kakeba. He threw it again. It's popped up with that bright sun. No catch. Foul ball. Manuel Metelli. Those are not easy plays. You got the gear. You got to get turned around. You look up. You see the sun.
And for a catcher going that way, if you're going towards the infield, it's hard because that baseball's going away from you at the same time. Kind of wanted to steal it out there because you get a feeling that if this ball's hit on the barrel, Yuto Kakeba could get it a ways.
That one, I think it hit him.
Yeah.
So it's a dead ball. Dead ball, says our home plate umpire, John Joy. So the runners are going to have to go back. The bases will be loaded.
He's got the elbow guard, too, and I think that's what it nicked off of.
Now that's a big league move.
That's what you see more and more, and he was crowded. He's on the plate. Watch the guard that's right there, and you don't even feel a thing.
He wanted to hit.
I think that's
He
true.
wanted to hit. They were telling him to go down to first base. He's like, I'm good. Hang out here.
So bases loaded, one out, and a ball hit towards second. It'll be caught for out number 2. 2 down, and Italy's 1 out away from getting through this top of the first inning, which would be a victory unto itself. We talk all the time about the first inning of the first game for all these kids who've dreamed for weeks and months about being here after they qualify to get to Williamsport. That's a strike to Yuto Misaki.
You know, I love, we don't have the mile per hour, but I love, honestly, we get excited like when we see 65, 70, 75, but there's also something to be said by lower velocity, especially when those nerves. I mean, he's just tossing it in there.
Let's look at this breaking ball. It looks like he's getting over the top of it. Looked like a little knuckle curve. I'm not sure if it was. That's tough to do with hands this small, I can tell you that. Yeah, if you can get under the hitting speed, that works too. And you got to think too, for some of these kids from Japan, probably haven't seen velocity quite like this. It may take a little bit of time to adjust to it. He's throwing strikes too. I like it.
1-2. He's 1 strike away from getting through this top of the first inning, the second youngest player in Williamsport, the starting pitcher for Italy. And he does. Wow. How about that? Fast cars, prosciutto and bolognese, and strikeouts on the mound. Middle of the first. Italy's going to hit when we come back. Bologna, Italy, one of the great cities in that great country, the capital of the Emilia-Romagna region, birthplace of the Bologna sausage. The University of Bologna, the oldest university in the world, founded in 1088. Let's meet the kids from Italy, brought to you by Office Depot.
Mi chiamo Giulio Bissa e il mio atleta preferito è Cristiano Ronaldo.
Ciao, mi chiamo Cristian Sberlati e il mio libro preferito è Harry Potter.
Mi chiamo Claudio Di Ronza, il mio gruppo preferito è gli AC/DC.
Mi chiamo Leonardo Del Frate e il mio team di baseball preferito sono i Boston Red Sox. Ciao, mi chiamo Gabriele Cirinà e la mia materia preferita è matematica.
Ciao, sono Alessio Ingrite, il mio giocatore preferito di baseball è Aaron Judge.
Il mio nome è Davide Lugli e il mio attore preferito è Leonardo DiCaprio.
Ciao, sono Manuel Metelli e il mio emoji preferito è la faccia con i cuori.
Mi chiamo Lady Carlo e la mia emoji preferita è la faccia sorridente.
Ciao, mi chiamo Giovanni Gregorini e la mia squadra preferita sono i Chicago Cubs.
Mi chiamo Federico Tamburini e il mio emoji preferito è la faccia con i dollari.
Mi chiamo Alex Giovanardi, il mio cibo preferito è il sushi.
Mi chiamo Tommaso Metalli Gridetti e la mia app preferita è YouTube.
Mi chiamo Elia Zaccarini e il mio cibo preferito è la lasagna.
It's a pretty likable group, isn't it? The kids from Bologna, Italy, who will get a chance to hit here in the Little League World Series, representing the Europe and Africa region. They held Tokyo Chofu Little League scoreless in the top of the first inning. Ritsu Nishikawa, 12 years old. He'll start as the pitcher for Japan.
Most excited about visiting the U.S., so we can cross that off the list right now. Now out there, a little difference in size in this one, too. 5'7", 114 pounds for the Japanese pitcher. Did you see the reaction of the Italian kids when they got into the dugout right there? Scoreless first, they're pumping their fists, and everybody's running out of the dugout. That's a win in the first inning.
Yes, it is, especially the nerves that you're going to have.
Yeah.
Christian Sperlati, he looks like a hitter at the plate, leading off. He takes ball one. 12 years old, and he knows
Babe
the history
Ruth?
of the game.
Yes.
He lines one into left field for a leadoff single. Italy's come to play.
And I love what this pitch is, too. Inner half. Big grin on first base.
Coach almost knocked his helmet off.
Right? But look where it's a miss. It kind of leaks back over into the barrel, but coming into the hands, and I'll tell you what, he gets the first base. Hey, they're pumped for the shutout. How about your first hit in the books?
All right, so they're not intimidated by being here on the field with a powerhouse team from Japan. Alessio Ingrite takes ball. Oh, strike one. We got a different strike zone here this afternoon. Yeah, I was just warming up my voice. Oh, strike one. John Joy from Cape Coral, Florida, is our home plate umpire. Back to the pitcher, they get one, and to the arm from shortstop to get the double play.
Play the game right there. Pitcher doesn't feel this one. He got no chance at a double play. It's just not hit hard enough. But watch Nishikawa on this one. Glove side, so we're going to make the pitch with the tongue hanging out. That's important. 2 hops back to him, sets the right foot. Throw on the side of the bag that the shortstop can finish the double play. It's not an easy one to turn. 2 outs on 1 pitch right there. That's well done.
So 2 down, and ball 1 to Davide Lugli, who is the shortstop. He's kind of the vocal leader, the coaches say, of this Italian team. Just getting started here, Japan and Italy. Okay. Hit the target, you get a good chance to get a strike.
2-0 breaking ball. We got one of those too.
Ishikawa, the pitcher, and he drops that one in there nicely, 2-2. You mentioned he wanted to visit the United States most of all. How mature? He told us his dream is to live the American dream. How about that? Maybe
so
part of that is coming true right here today.
1, 2, 3 in the first. He's off to a good start.
Kofu City, Japan, part of Tokyo, the world's biggest city if you take all of it and throw it together. It is a massive, massive place and a beautiful place as well, with culture, traditions, modernity, lights, technology, skyscrapers, and a little natural beauty too.
Hosting the 2020 Olympics next year, where baseball and softball return for the first time.
Good point.
It's Beijing, China.
I have a feeling Tokyo is just going to be about the perfect Olympic host.
and they love them some baseball.
And Chofu City Little League dominated the Japan region, which you know is ultra competitive. They outscored their opponents by a combined 37-1 in 4 games, and now they're going to put a run on the board here. It is gone. First pitch swing and a home run for Taishi Kawaguchi. 1-0 Japan. And his teammates rush out to greet him.
We had the images of coaches talking to players before coming out this inning, and I think the biggest thing was wait, wait, and wait. It's going to be slow. Kawaguchi does a beautiful job. Great swing, but watch him just wait, sit back. I mean, he was like on a chair with that swing. Didn't even get out in front. So much power. It's amazing. All you got to do sometimes is get the barrel of the ball and it'll fly.
His nickname? Tai-Tai.
Not hamster?
Tai-Tai went bye-bye. Not
Tai-Tai.
hamster. Naruto Owada takes a called strike. Owada, the right fielder. He rips that one foul. 0-2.
He is on the plate, too. And we've seen a few of the Japanese hitters, and part of, I think, the weight and knowing that it's going to be a slower velocity is also just a crowd, knowing that you can get your hands to anything. And Owada, he's got his toes as close as you possibly can get on the line, on the plate.
You are right. He hits that one out toward third and caught. Giovanni Gregorini hangs on, 1 away.
It's a good defense early from Team Italy right here off the end of the bat. Gregorini in, now back. The shortstop is there to back him up right there, too.
He was ready.
Fundamental baseball. 1-0 Japan. Kazuhiro Kishikawa, the shortstop, bunts. He's an excellent defensive shortstop. Maybe the smallest player on Team Japan. 5 feet tall, 80 pounds.
Not small in the eye black, though, man.
No.
His whole cheek.
He's got the big league attitude. Went to bunt again, and that one called a ball. Mom and Dad are here, as are so many of the families. There's such a Japanese history in this event. So many great teams have been here to Williamsport, and there's an expectation. The Little League program is just so strong. An expectation of coming here and competing for one of those titles. And these kids literally put in hundreds of hours together to get prepared for Williamsport.
That's one of the biggest things that big leaguers come and watch, is they love to go see Team Japan just warming up. I mean, I remember just watching their baseball teams when I would go over there and look at them, and in the parking lot, I mean, they'd get there hours before the game. Their warm-ups alone will be an hour to hour and a half.
That one was ball 4, almost hit Kishikawa. It's a walk.
We say it every year when you watch them just take infield, and the reason that they're so good at it is because of this. This is Saturday, just your natural Saturday if you're a little leaguer. Warm up and play catch. Let's knock that out for 2 hours, then hit for 2 hours. We're going to eat. Fielding practice for an hour and a half, little break. BP, cool down and stretch for a half hour.
But that's where I feel like they get it right.
A pop up and
Good.
handled. Tagging the throw just a little bit late. Good base running, good play by the catcher, Manuel Metelli.
Like this behind home plate, and this is not an easy play for young catchers to make because you got to find a baseball first. So figure out exactly where it is, then turn your back because the ball's going to come back towards home plate into fair territory. We got to deal with shadows, get rid of the mask, and then spin around and try to make the throw. It's a big league flip right here. Now we go make the play. Figured it out right away. Ball's going to come right back to him. Attaboy. You don't have to deal with the shadows very much when you're behind home plate either.
Not often, but Manuel made the play nicely. 2 down.
Let's go.
Runner at second. And are we getting a pinch hitter? We are. Yuto Inaba will come up and hit for Japan, wearing number 5. We saw an Italian player say his favorite player, Babe Ruth. Yuto tells us his role model is Sadaharu Oh, the all-time home run king in Japan. Ball. You want the Williamsport Book Club recommendation for the day?
What do you got?
Please.
The autobiography of Sadaharu Oh might be the best baseball book of all time.
Really?
It's great. I bet Yuto's read it. That one hits the backstop, so not playable for the catcher.
That's my favorite signed baseball that I have.
That's a good
Sadaharu.
one.
Serious?
Signed it, yep, both in Japanese and in English.
And
Buddy of mine
get
played
that?
in Japan, Brian Banks.
That's so
Played
cool.
in Japan, and O was his manager when he was over there. Sent me a baseball bat. That one and Warren Buffett. Got them right next to each other. It looks a little bit different.
One hit a few more home runs than the other.
He did,
At
yes.
least on the field. Warren had his own home runs, has had.
Play. Ball.
A little bit high. 2-1. Well, look, the home run on the first pitch of the inning, but Giulio Bisa, the pitcher, has a chance to keep this just a one-run game. Tried to ramp up and get a little extra velocity. That one got away. Runner at third with 2 down and a 3-ball, 1-strike count. Now time. And are we going to get a visit? Big early spot here. Time for chat.
Mi stai andando sotto pressione, Giulio? Ehi, ti ho detto prima in bullpen, non è facile star qua sul monte. C'è la mamma, c'è il papà, ci sono altre 1000 persone che ti guardano. Non c'è problema. Adesso questo qua, se deve battere, batte solo con un effetto, non batte niente di facile, ok Manuel? Non ci stiamo capendo quei segnali. Io vado a sinistra, tu vai alla tua sinistra, io vado a destra, tu vai alla tua destra. Il prossimo è andato FC, su di te Leo. Andiamo.
Ok, andiamo, ragazzi.
Well, it's just your typical no pressure message. You just have thousands of people watching you, including your mom, your
But don't
dad,
think
your
about
family.
that.
But
Don't think
relax,
about it.
Relax.
Don't
Just be
think
yourself.
about
Be
what we
yourself.
just told
the
you.
whole
Do not
world
think about it.
is watching. But throw your best.
I love it. Go get them.
Let's see how that message resonated. To short, picked nicely.
It worked.
And out number 3.
It worked.
Some do better under pressure.
That's right. Take a one-hopper to short, end the inning, but Team Japan is on the board. Heishi Kawaguchi leads it off. Big left-hander waits on it. Knew he got it. How about a little bat flip? Team Japan strikes first. Solo home run. It's 1-0 to the bottom of the second.
Once you've cleared that hurdle, it's easy to find your local league. Visit playlittleleague.org and enter your address to find a Little League program near you. Williamsport, Pennsylvania, the 2019 Little League World Series. Oh, boy. A little Philly cheesesteak. We got some nachos. Pile up those jalapenos on top. And then, yeah, nacho cheese. Beautiful summertime day. Day 2 of the 73rd Little League World Series. We're at Volunteer Stadium on the international side. We got a little story developing here in that Japan, a powerhouse program, a huge favorite, not just in this game, but one of the favorites coming in this tournament. The lead is just a run as we go to the bottom of the second, and the team from Italy is hanging in there.
Ball.
That's a ball.
Is that our catcher Nishizawa trying to call it a strike before it got in there?
Yeah, frame job.
Why not? Ha.
Elia DiCarlo. Took a good cut there. 2-1.
I'm going to try that. When you have a really good call,
yeah.
When you just nail a home run call right in the middle of it, I'm just going to do that. Ha!
Well, that'll come soon, right? And in case you're wondering, that's not the umpire. The umpire's wearing the microphone, but that is our catcher, Joe Nishizawa. The 2-2 pitch. Got him swinging. So Elia strikes out, one away here in the bottom of the second.
See the sequence here, Jess. Go 2-0, then come back fastball, and finish them off with a breaking ball. Watch both eyes on home plate. Both eyes on home plate, front side's taking you right where you want to go, and the hands get on top of the curveball.
Ever since the hit, given up first batter was inside, it was a miss. He stayed away in breaking balls.
That's true. That's interesting. The 0-1 pitch on the way.
Payton out there.
Ooh, that time didn't get the call. Manuel Metelli, the catcher for Italy, batting in the 5 spot in the order. He hits a little pop-up behind first for out number 2. 2 down. Leonardo Del Frate, the second baseman, comes up. We asked young Leonardo, okay, if you got to pick your walk-up music for the Little League World Series, what would it be? He told us the theme from Chariots of Fire. All right. Even though his favorite band is AC/DC, that's a little different style music.
Wow. That's covering the spectrum now. How do we not make that happen?
That would have been a good move, I think. We don't do walk-up music here by request, but
just to have one.
I
give it to everybody.
Fully supportive of that. That ball squibbed behind the tarp, so nobody will get it for now. It's 0-2 to Leonardo.
Play.
Got him with the foul tip. Ha! Ha! 1-0. Japan leads. Everybody enjoying themselves here in Williamsport. Day 2 of this 2019 Little League World Series. Japan and Italy. And we go to the third inning with Japan holding a 1-0 lead. Dave Fleming, Kyle Peterson, Jessica Mendoza here at Volunteer Stadium on the international side.
Okay.
It's been a really cool game so far. Julio Bisa, who is the second youngest player in Williamsport.
First base.
I was confused by the verbal cues there, but I think the call was right. That's a hit batter. So that's a base runner. Let's send it downstairs to Sebastian.
All right, I got Giulio's dad, Pierluigi, with me here. First of all, are you nervous?
Just a little bit, you know.
How's your heart doing right now?
It's beating very, very hard, man. I don't know if it gets to the third inning. I don't know. I don't really know.
You have represented Italy at the youth international levels playing baseball. So what does it mean for you to see your son now doing the same?
It's unbelievable. I cannot really describe the sensation, the emotion to see Giulio playing there. And I'm very, very proud of him and all the team because they're very, very doing something special for us. So it's very, very, we all are very proud, very, very proud.
Beautiful, Pierluigi. Thank you for the time. Good luck the rest of the way. Guys, we'll send it back up to you.
All right, Sebastian, thank you. It's always great to hear a mom or a dad. And how much fun it is just to see their kids get here and be here. And I tell you what, Pierluigi's kid is pitching well.
He's doing great.
I mean, he's one of the smallest kids in Williamsport. Yep. He's the second youngest kid. He's going up against the team that a lot of people would say, before you look at anybody, is the favorite in the Little League World Series. So far, just the 1 run for Japan, but they have something cooking here in the third. 2 on, nobody out. They come in all sizes here at the Little League World Series. Zion Pardo for Curaçao, sort of tied with Giulio Bisa, 4'7". And this Italian team has 3 of the smallest kids.
And 3 of the youngest.
Ritsu Nishikawa, who lined out his first time up, pops that one up. They call the infield fly rule. We don't see that a lot at the Little League level. So once they make that call, the batter is automatically out. The catch was made anyway.
So we've seen the slow breaking ball so far. I like this one.
Yeah, what was this?
It's just kind of ephused him right now. I mean, just take it, flip it in there, and
this is Stevie Wilkerson style.
That's right. See if you can just get yourself out. Doesn't matter how.
Well, I love it too because we've seen the last inning or so Julio try to ramp up the velocity a little bit. That one hit to left, and it's playable, and it's caught. Now number 2, Ilya DiCarlo makes the catch.
He's got 2 different pitches that we've seen, but about 5 different speeds. And that's what's been kind of cool, is he'll go and he'll pump a couple in there, and then he'll purposely just take, and blatant to even the hitter. Like, look, I'm taking something off of this one. Try to hit it. I dare you. And he's throwing strikes on top of it.
Shortest kid here, one of the youngest kids here, playing a team that seemingly is playing for the whole thing every year. And he just keeps throwing strikes. Yep. He's doing what he's done the whole year. This is fun to watch.
Now this is the kid who hit the home run.
I mean, that's slow pitch style. That's slow pitch softball style.
Can't get much deeper than that, by the way, in the outfield. Which I'd be back there too, based on where Taishi hit the ball his first time up. Oh, 2-0. You got 2 on, 2 out. From 2 on, nobody out to 2 on, 2 out. He likes taking English in school. Oh. 3-0.
3-0.
Well, you rarely do you really want to walk the bases loaded, but 3-0 count.
Oh.
Walk might not kill you here, and he does walk. Kawaguchi. Chance still to get out of the inning. And maybe another pinch hitter. Kensuke Sekiai. So Kensuke, 12 years old, gets a chance to pinch hit with the bases loaded. He gets out of the way, ball 1. That was a little extra velocity.
When he throws a strike, he's popping his glove right before he gets the throw back to him. He's having fun.
Right there, 1-2.
He's got a big league glove on him too. I mean, that's no joke.
Well, they all got their new mitts when they got here, and they're all using them too. If we're going to get a new one, let's go.
The biggest one they have.
That one to short, and just over the reach of Lugli. That's going to score a run, just the one. That'll go down as a pinch hit single to knock in a run. It's 2-0 Japan. Maybe stung the hands a little bit for Kensuke, but he'll take it.
Sakai just gets this one off the end of the bat. I thought it was an out. Just snuck over the head of Lugli at short. This is what we're seeing a lot of off the end of the bat, weaker contact except for the home run.
You're right. Basically every ball put in play other than the home run has been something like that. Rikuto Doi, another pinch hitter, wearing number 6 for Japan. Bases still loaded. That's ball 1. Right-handed hitter, and like so many of these Japanese players, right out over the plate, he pulled that one foul. When Anthony Rizzo visits us on Sunday, he's going to be proud.
Oh, yeah. He played in the World Baseball Classic for Team Italy back in 2013.
It's true. I think a lot of these Italian kids will circle him as the player that they would like to say hi to.
Oh, that's my favorite day. There's so many good ones here, but that one. Special.
Yeah, and you'll be over at Bowman Field to call the Little League Classic that night, Cubs and Pirates, and that part of it is super fun, and we'll be there too. But watching the big leaguers come here and interact with the kids, at this facility, well, there's nothing like it in the game. There might be nothing like it in sports.
Because the game itself is irrelevant.
That one is hit to left and playable and caught. Julio Bisa limits the damage. Midway through 3, it's 2-0 Japan.
What's your favorite thing about your team?
We are friends.
What's your favorite type of pasta?
Spaghetti.
Would you rather sit at a pool or on the beach?
On the beach.
Where is your dream vacation?
In USA.
Christian Yelich or Mike Trout?
Mike Trout.
Do you have time for any more questions?
No, I have to practice.
We love Elia participating in that. Elia Zaccarini, he and Team Italy playing Team Japan. Elia, a center fielder, 12 years old. Like every 12-year-old in the United States, his favorite song is.
I've heard that one a few times.
Yeah, just a few times this summer. And we will see him in this game at some point. It's 2-0 Japan, bottom of the third. A game that a lot of us thought, well, this could be lopsided. You got all the tradition and the history and the practice time and the talent of Team Japan and a team in Italy that has a hard time putting together a team. I mean, it was amazing talking to their manager about his feelings about baseball in his country.
Yeah. Well, and how much he wants to see the support grow within the town of Bologna and the region of Italy. It's huge, but the overall country and even in Europe, he wants to see more people talking about baseball, supporting baseball, not just the higher levels, but here at the youth level.
So we were talking about this yesterday with Curacao and just how the growth of baseball, and when you talk to the folks from Curacao, a lot of it coincides with when their team started coming here to the Little League World Series, and it's true. You get more eyes on the game, more kids have started to play. Obviously, there's plenty of guys in the big leagues from that island, and you would hope that some of that happens in Italy as well. They see some of the kids from their school on TV, or kids from the hometown on TV, and more just want to play.
Well, even Major League Baseball committing to going to London 2 years in a row. And a lot of people think, great, that's great for London, it's great for England. I was there. There were so many people from Italy, Germany, Belgium, Holland, all over Europe. And I think that's what changes it also, is bringing, I mean, Ron Washington, who's the third base coach for the Atlanta Braves, went over and did a clinic in Italy. And in fact, the Italian coaches talked about how much they learned from that. They use YouTube. They talked about that we get a lot of our instruction by going onto YouTube and getting instructional videos and just showing our players.
Why don't you get a game in Bologna?
Right?
That
Sign me
fine.
up.
Let's get a big league game over there.
KP and I will be there.
Yeah.
Just for emotional support.
You can show up if you want, but we're going.
2-1 to Gabriella Cirinda.
I love it there. It's one of my favorite countries and places within Italy to see.
2-2. Mom is trying to watch, film, record, send back home, text. He's at the plate right now. Little ground ball, cutting over from third. Misaki for out number 2. All right, Jess, this is going to make you wish another trip was pending.
Oh, man.
Does that look familiar to you?
Yes, and it's so country. I mean, that's the thing that stands out. Even being there, playing there, it was very hard to focus, actually, on playing softball.
Yeah, I'm shocked to hear that. Yeah, I want to go
we have
there.
We have to go to the field now? Although I'm telling you, it's so lax. You show up 20 minutes before a game.
It's totally my
tons
speed.
Of
Sounds like
cheese
phlegm.
and prosciutto in the dugout.
Totally me.
Yeah, 20 minutes. You got here about 7 minutes before, so you're on Bologna time today.
I was just trying to play up to the crowd.
I like it. Well, here's our pitcher. He hits one on one quick hop to first for out number 3. On to the fourth we go. Italy hanging in there. 2-0 Japan leads. Williamsport proper, BB&T ballpark at historic Bowman Field. One of the oldest ballparks in America. First game was played in 1926. The Williamsport Grays and the Bucknell baseball team. Bucknell just a few miles down the highway. The Class A Williamsport Crosscutters have called Bowman Field home since 2007.
Favorite game that we do.
That's your number one game?
I love it because we're in the stands, and there's like 2,500. I mean, there's not a lot of, for a major league game, and they're all kids. Yeah. They're all Little League players. It's such a great feel, and even for us as a booth, we don't have a booth. It's like a table. We're sitting behind a home plate. Like, how cool is that?
Yeah, and not only do you not care, you prefer it to be that way. We're talking about it too. New pitcher on the mound for Italy, Federico Tamburini, right there. I never lose, I win or learn. Like that.
How good is that
quote right there? But the fact that all 16 teams get to go on the field of a major league game this week, and that's, I don't care where you're from or what happens the rest of your life, you will not forget that.
Move over Vince Lombardi. We got a new poster. Federico Tamburini is wondering, well, how come we're not starting? We have enough players on the field. Huh. Look at Francesco. Did he not signal in that there's a new pitcher? Is that what we're waiting for?
Oh. He didn't want to come out.
What?
Just arguing his case. I like it.
All right, so
take Julio Bisu started the game. Wasn't ready to be done yet.
Take the motivational poster off the wall for Federico. Now that well, we're just going to have to roll with it. Sometimes you just got to say, okay.
It's part of the game plan, Flem. Just psych them out.
Get with it, Flem.
Oh, yeah.
The batters are now prepping for Tamburini now.
Oh, that's
back.
That's what it was.
Yeah. He made the switch.
And Julio's done a great job. Fourth inning. This will be the third time through now for the lineup for Japan. Joe Nishizawa, the catcher, takes ball one. A single and a pop out. His special talent, he could do a handstand. That's hard to do.
No,
it's not.
It's easy to do. I just got a visual of trying to see you two do it.
Oh God, yeah.
Sorry.
I do them before every game.
That's your pregame ritual?
Yeah, everybody's got a different way of preparing. That's how I do it.
Yeah, I would pay money, Kyle, to see you try to effort a handstand.
Well, I was a gymnast once.
Yeah, as soon as this game's over, you were a gymnast.
Yeah.
Could we do like a
second
grade?
I was a gymnast.
No, I'm
what
not
was your event?
He's lying.
He's not lying. No, it was a short-lived career. But for a period of probably I wasn't good. That's what happened. But about a week, I was a gymnast.
Could you do a handstand?
Yeah.
Somersault?
Like past tense?
Could. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think a handstand competition needs to happen. I'll time you both.
Time you?
Time us. We're going to race?
No. How long you can hold it?
Oh, yeah. You don't dig for your stopwatch. I think you'll be able to do that on your own. All right, so now we're going to get the pitching change?
Allora, Giulio, scusa. Allora, fermo un attimo. Ok. Tu non ne avevi più, per quello ti avevano cambiato. Poi qualcuno ha detto che c'è una regola che io non ho capito, onestamente, ma ne parliamo dopo, ok? Che non riuscivamo ad assolvere le obbligatorietà, per cui ti abbiamo mandato a fare quest'uomo qui. Adesso viene giù, dov'è? Viene giù Di Carlo, tu vai a giocare a sinistra e Sberlati a destra, ok? Ok.
So I think
we have a change on the mound. 21 on the mound.
21 on the mound. We got a few changes in the outfield as well. And so we'll get that sorted out. Julio Bisa did a great job for Italy. It's the fourth inning. It's 2-0 Japan. Pitching change. And we'll be back right after this. So Julio Bisa, 3+ innings on the mound, 58 pitches thrown. He would be eligible to pitch again on Monday for Italy. 2-0 Japan. in the top of the fourth and a pitching change, and not the only change. It is number 21, Federico Tamburini, 10 years old, one of those 3 Italian players who are among the very youngest kids here in Williamsport. It's another admirable thing about this Italian team that is learning baseball, trying to hang with a powerhouse program here in their first game in Williamsport, and they're doing it.
It's so fun to be the underdog, though. I mean, kids here have fun, but when you know there's no expectation, well, I mean, teams that have come from Italy have lost 11 straight. And so as much as you could look at that as you're defeated before you even show up, you could also see it as, you know what, just go have fun.
You saw it after the first inning. After the first inning. They get out of the first, it's scoreless, and they were fired up.
It was like they won the Little League World Series championship after a half inning.
First guy at the ball game gets a hit. It's been good all around.
And they're hanging with them, and that's how they got here. I mean, they beat the Netherlands 1-0. Very close game, and just kept it like this. Able to win a game by a run.
Ushikobo, the hitter, bunts it. Tamburini off the mound. It will be no chance for a play. There was nobody covering. There was also a little confusion between the pitcher and the catcher. And it was a good bunt.
Guys, you know, so much of the experience here in Williamsport is what happens on the field, but really a lot of it is what happens up in the Grove where the kids stay. I was talking to the Italian team before this game started. They're just loving it. They said they got a healthy ping pong rivalry going already with the team from South Korea, the center fielder, Alessio Ingraito. He told me he's the best ping pong player on the team. There were some rumbles from his teammates. We'll have to confirm that. The opposite side of that is this Japanese team. They were telling me they just hit the ping pong tables for the first time last night. Obvious question, why? The not so obvious answer, at the Little League World Series, homework. Every night, right after dinner, the whole Japanese team will go back to their dorms. They'll do at least 1, if not 2 hours of homework. Again, you gotta say, why? I talked to one of the assistant coaches. Guys, listen to this. He told me they are getting daily calls from the principals at these kids' respective schools to check in on how that homework is going. You serious?
Who has school in August already?
I think for some of the Little Leaguers on the U.S. side, as school is starting now, like right around this week, part of the big carrot of winning some games to stay here as long as you can.
They're flying blind here. This is, you don't show up to the first day, you can't have homework.
Yeah, this is
notes are for.
It's a pretty good excuse if you're going to miss school. Yeah, I was playing in the Little League World Series.
If you tune on the television, you can see.
Maybe you can see me on TV.
Mendoza was talking about me. Sorry about it. That one hits the batter, so that will load the bases. Now, if you're going to get a hit, that's not the worst way. Yuto Kakeba, the cleanup hitter, comes up with the bases loaded and nobody out. A chance for Japan here to open this game up. Pretty good cut. I think if you're going to be the cleanup hitter and we ask you what your favorite food is, you should say steak, which is what Yuto. Yeah,
it makes sense.
What?
Is that like a Wagyu beef, though? I mean, Japanese-style steak?
True, it means something different there. A solid line drive hit. That'll score 2 runs. And on the throw, taking second base, that should be a double for Kakeba. There's a couple of ribeyes. 4-0 Japan.
I see what we did there.
Wagyu ribeyes. To play off your point.
It's the best kind.
Is hard to beat.
Up in the zone, doesn't move the bottom half very much, and with those outfielders playing all the way back, respecting the power of Kakeba right there. It's a double, drives in 2 more.
Yuta Kashima comes up and hits here. Second and third, still nobody out. We asked Yuta, do you have anything else? We finished with talking to these kids. What's your favorite food, your favorite video game? What baseball player do you like to watch? Anything else you'd like to share with us? Yuta said, a song. And I think he started singing.
I like Yuta.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, you ask an open-ended question, you're
exactly.
going to get an answer like
you can get all kinds of answers. Well, the butterflies are going for him. This is his first at-bat in Williamsport. A bunt. Kind of like a safety squeeze. Nice play for the out at first base by the pitcher, Federico Tamburini, but it scores a run. 5-0 Japan.
This team can definitely bunt. They do it a lot. Almost every hitter in this lineup has at least shown it. He does a nice job of getting it down to third base side. The pitcher Tamburini only play was at first base.
So 1 out, runner at third. 3 runs are in here in the inning now. And that's ball 1. Federico trying to mime those pitching mechanics. He wants to get it right out there. Favorite part of Little League?
Hitting. This right here.
He's a hitter.
Makes sense.
Into right field for an RBI single. And just keep on running. Nice swing, good speed. 6-0. We will also at some point here in Williamsport see him on the mound. Number 18 is often the number of honor for a top pitcher in the Japanese professional leagues or even at the high school level where they take baseball so seriously. So number 18, usually even in Little League, is given to the kid who is either the best pitcher, throws the hardest. So we're going to see him pitch at some point here in this tournament. We're going to see this kid just swing it. He's already hit a home run and walked. He had 2 trips to the plate.
He doesn't even move in the batter's box between pitches. He's just like, are you ready to throw another one? I mean, just stays right there.
I love it.
He doesn't even move. No more pre-stance, get a look down, just right there. Doesn't even move his feet.
I mean, there's like a little psychology
That's when you know you
to
just
that.
want to hit.
Yeah.
Just pitch me another one.
This was his first at-bat of the day, back in the 2nd inning.
Oh, and I love how he just sits back. I mean, just an ease. And I mentioned earlier, Flem, how much I love the style of hitting of Japanese players, but when the power comes with it, a simplicity of just getting to contact and the little oomph behind it. Not a huge swing, but I just love their mindset, but also just the different style that they have.
That's why, as you said, for the big leaguers who come here on Sunday before the Little League Classic, one of the things that when you talk to them, they all say is, I want to watch the Japanese players either play or at minimum, I want to watch them take infield.
Take infield.
2-2. That one is hit to left center. And a running, diving catch. What a play. Christian Sperlati, a heck of a play. Out number 2.
Atta boy.
He was so deep to start on the warning track. Oh, and he's all smiles, but watch the jump he gets. I mean, he's deep, he's back. He comes in on this one, gets down on his knees, holds on. And this one kind of gets to his left. Oh, it looks like it might have snuck out.
Oh, that's how you sell it. You see it right at the last minute. He grabs it with his bare hand.
No,
I know.
Watch it.
I think it hits the grass. No, it didn't. Hold on. If it did, who cares?
He got it.
Hold
he
the
sold
thing
it.
up. That's a veteran move right there. Now they may look at it again.
I think the Japanese coaches were asking the umpires to take a look.
It came out.
It's all right. I still like to play.
Yeah.
It's a great effort. And honestly, the sell at the end.
Yeah.
Because if we didn't have cameras, no one else is going to see that.
I put the double star next to the play, just keeping score. Can I keep that there even if they overturn this?
Yeah, did you actually do it this time? You said you did that in the first game.
Look at that.
Didn't.
Does that count?
Yeah, no, you're getting better at writing the things you said you did.
Honesty, it's the best policy.
Sometimes it gets better as the day goes on.
All right, so the umpire is saying no catch, I believe. Huh? You know what? I think what they're saying is that's not reviewable. Okay. Well, again, I said this in our previous game. We have some sympathy for the umpires because sometimes it does take a while. Look, these are Little League umpires. So what's reviewable, what's not reviewable?
Yeah.
Force outs, tags on base paths, missed bases. Yeah, it counts.
Yes,
told you.
I
told you.
I'm a fan of Zerlati, man.
Yeah.
It's all about the sell, though.
He sold it hard.
I did that a few times. Especially in the outfield. I mean, there's no cameras. No one else can see. Hold it
up in the air.
Reenact it a couple times for your friends.
Ryu Shina will hit for Japan. So Shina. And we got another pitching change, huh? So they snuck that by us while we were thinking about, was it reviewable? Was it not reviewable?
This was beautiful, by the way, and it's because of the pitch count. So
yeah,
20 pitches right here. They want to make sure that everybody's fresh for tomorrow. But it looked like you're right up the street playing Sandlot, like on the mound, looked at the second baseman, just pointed at him. They switched spots. He flipped him the ball, and off they went. Nobody walks out the dugout. It was beautiful.
We should almost make that a requirement.
That's right.
Can we do that in Major League Baseball?
It would make a lot of us happy.
No one needs to walk out slowly to the mound, have a conversation,
just come running in.
Then make the signal. Just, hey, you're in.
So like Clayton Kershaw, yeah, I'm done. I'm going to point out to the bullpen. Yeah, come on in.
That's why I'm here.
Righty.
KP gave me the signal from last game.
The international brackets. We've had two winners already. Curacao and South Korea both were really so impressive in their opening round wins. 11-0, 10-3. Japan and Italy. The winner in this game will take on the winner of Mexico and Canada. That comes up a little later this afternoon, 5 Eastern. This is the move we love.
This is so great. All right, yep. Here you go. And go get them. We're just going to switch it up. About as efficient as you can be right there.
That's great. So Leonardo Del Frate will be the new pitcher. 12 years old. And now we'll get that pinch hitter, Ryu Shina. Teammates sometimes call Ryu Rice Ball. So we asked him, rice ball, huh? He goes, well, it's because of my cute face.
You said that?
Yeah. You know.
I'm in on that. That's cute.
Chance to hit here in the top of the fourth inning. 4 runs are in for Japan. So what was a very close game has been opened up a little bit. Still a ways to go. Shohei Ohtani.
Choking up. That's like a good 3-4 inches on the bat.
If he hadn't choked up, maybe the barrel hits the ball there. He got it off the end of the bat. I'm not telling him what to do.
Just coaching.
I'm
coaching
just saying,
from the booth. I always laughed, like, kids, they want the bigger bat, but sometimes the bigger bat's a little too big.
Yeah.
So then you get the bigger bat so you feel good, but then you're going to choke up so you can actually swing.
You get both. You get both.
That one will be a wild pitch. Two and two.
2-2. Ball.
That's a ball, apparently, and it's a walk. So 2 on, 2 out. And the shortstop, Kazuhiro Hishikawa, will have his second at bat of the game.
It's cool to see on all the bios how many players, for obvious reasons, look up to Shohei Ohtani, the two-way player who's not pitching this year because of Tommy John surgery, but plays for the Angels. I was thinking, gosh, how cool. I know we haven't seen an American League come in here because the Pirates and the Phillies have been the two hosts of the Little League Classic, but to see the Angels show up when Japan is here, and I mean Ohtani, who is a rock star in Japan. How cool that would be.
You know, that's a good idea.
Team.
I think that's a bunt. Play made just in time for out number 3. Well, next year we're getting the Orioles and the Red Sox to come here. Maybe in a future year, Mike Trout, Shohei Ohtani, Angels would be a good choice. That'd be fun. Okay, you and I, we'll get to work on that. Game most of the way through. Giulio Bisa really did a great job. One of the smallest, one of the youngest players of any player here in Williamsport. He was tremendous on the mound. Japan's got a lot of talent and has had a lot of good at-bats. So Italy's got some work to do. We did have a replay review at the end of that top half of the inning, top of the 4th. So we're going to have a little break here before we get to play in the bottom of the 4th inning. So the team from Italy, the teams from Japan, waiting to take the field once again. Let's get one of those 21 questions with one of the kids from Japan.
ちょっと質問を尋ねていいんですか？
はい。
じゃあまずも行ってみようか。
はい。
じゃあ外でちょっと遊んでみよう。
はい。
試合が終わると何を食べたいんですか？
ポテトチップスです。
好きな教科は？
体育です。
なぜ？
体を動かすことが好きだからです。
好きなダンスは何ですか？
ザスカーイ！
飛行機で一番行きたいところはどこですか？
ブラジルですね。
マイク・トラウトがクリスティン・ゲルチュは
マイク・トラウトです。
マイク・トラウトの真似を見せて。
はい。
Great job by one of the power hitters on Team Japan, Yuto Kakeba. Favorite athlete, Ichiro Suzuki. Doesn't matter what language, doesn't matter what kid around the world you ask the question, what's your favorite subject in school? You get a lot of PE.
Lunch.
Lunch.
Well, we love the kids participating. Nishikawa, who's done a good job for Japan, 12 years old, still on the mound for the bottom of the 4th inning. 6-0 Japan leads. This is the top of the order again, so now the second time through for Team Italy. You got your first at bat out of the way. Maybe get some of those nerves out.
Christian had a good one. Singled back in the first.
He's had 2 of the highlight plays for Italy, hasn't he? The catch in left field, his cell job.
Smile after.
Came out hacking that first at bat too. Nice single to left field. They are shallow.
He takes a swing, that's for sure. Me too.
Don't get cheated.
Look at how we showed Italy's defense, how back on the warning track, and Japan way in.
Tell you what, he hit the ball hard his first time up. He gets into one. That could be a problem for those outfielders.
Oh.
That one, he found a hole. How about that? He's 2 for 2.
Going the other way.
Smiles all around for Christian in this game.
Let's go ahead and have a day now. We'll get a knock the first time up, then you do this. I've seen this a few times on TV right now. Spin, hide it, hold it up. Yes, I did.
But see, that's part of the talent right there. I mean, he catches it off the side, a little slide move, sees it sneak out.
Hides it behind his body along the way.
It's the grin, man. That's the best.
A little nod of, yes, I did.
Well, I mean, I got 2 boys. Like, you guys have kids. That's how many times have you seen that smile when you've gotten away with gotten away with something? There's a smile of happiness combined
About every day.
Just a little bit with, and I got away with something too.
Is that, now I'm having a hard time. Is that some coloring in the hair? Green, you think?
That's from the pool.
Well, it's like highlights.
That's chlorine.
Yeah, too much pool time up at the Grove. Dave Fleming, Jessica Mendoza, Kyle Peterson. I don't know about you, but I'm enjoying this game. And look, it's the total contrast game. Team Japan with all the history, the tradition, the pressure, the role models.
Yeah.
These kids from Italy have almost none of that, and yet they're out here going toe-to-toe with them.
And they did right from the beginning. I mean, that's the thing. I credit so much Bessa, 4'7", coming out there and a couple times just slow pitch style, try to hit it. And that's kind of been their mentality is we're going to try everything. Even sneak a little play in left field to try to make a catch.
No, and you could tell they're having a blast. I mean, they had a blast in the first inning. Goes scoreless first guy of the game gets a knock. Everybody's smiling. Haircuts are cool. I mean, it's just they're looking the part, and that's fun to see.
And it's what you said, Jess, right from the start. Italy is a country that has not fully embraced baseball. But this Little League in that town of Bologna has sort of fallen in love with the game. And these kids are trying to be the first, trying to be the group that helps spread a love of baseball in that beautiful country.
Well, it starts with that, Dave, and then all of a sudden they win some games, they get some attention, they get some press back home, and the next thing you know, it spreads. And the game spreads, and that's really what it starts, and it starts at this level.
Yeah, a win against Japan, that would be a step in the right direction. Let's learn a little bit more about Italy with Sebastian downstairs.
It's a good question you guys ask. These kids grow up in Italy. Baseball, obviously, not the priority there. Like, where do they get their inspiration? We haven't seen Claudio Di Ronza yet. We should see him here pretty soon as a pinch hitter. His inspiration is his older sister, Sophia. She's here. She actually started playing baseball like 10 years ago on the recommendation of a teacher at school. Claudio was 2 or 3 at the time. Of course, like every younger sibling, he wanted to do everything his sister was doing. He'd go to her games. It was a struggle just to keep him off the field. And then they'd drive home, and Claudio would beg Sophia to play catch in their garden. Sophia was obviously more than happy to oblige, and she's living it up here in the front row watching her brother.
Oh, what a great story that is.
I love the influence of sisters, brothers, but even, Maddie Frecking playing baseball just came over from Minnesota doing that game, talking about her. I talked to her parents, and you're just seeing the growth. But what I love is that the boys, I was asking teammates about having a girl on the team. You think about Claudio and his older brother Sophia, just not even noticing gender. And that's what is so big at this level. It's like, can you play? Sweet, let's go.
Let's go. You're on the club.
Yeah, one thing that I think is going on here, it's 6-0 Japan. So we do have a 10-run rule, which obviously won't come in play in the bottom half, the Italian half of this 4th inning. But I do think that they're trying to convey the mandatory play rules. Depending on your roster size, everybody either has to bat once or everybody's got to play 6 consecutive defensive outs and bat once. In the case of Italy, everybody's got to bat once at least.
14 kids on the team, too. So you go through the lineup once, and then you're leadoff hitter Spilati, who hit in the first. So you've had 9 guys hit so far 10 times through. So message might be that we got to get a few kids up there to hit that haven't done it yet.
Yeah, and I think that's a good message. And whether or not the rules are a little nuanced or what, some of those kids, there are 5 kids for Italy that still have to take an at-bat. So Elia Zaccarini will be one of them. And I think he's going to hit right here. Francesco wants a word first. All right, right by the home plate umpire. Don't want to talk to you. All right, so he'll go out and coach third. Zaccarini will be the hitter. And it's a good rule. It's part of what we love about Little League. Every kid's got to play in every game.
Shouldn't have to be a rule.
Shouldn't have to be, but
it is. It's good that it is a rule.
Elia bunts it, Kind of bunted it hard, but foul. Another bunt and another foul. So against this new pitcher, Yuto Kakeba, who we just heard from with our little question segment. Yuto, as you could tell, not real shy. He's got a big personality.
0-2. Play.
Got the call, strike 3. I'll take it, says Yuto. So now Alex Giovanardi will have his first at bat of the day. Alex looks pretty locked in.
Ball.
One and one. 2 hits for Italy, both from the kid who's standing at first base, Christian Sperlati. 1-2. And one thing about the inexperience of the baseball community in Italy and these kids sort of carrying the flag for Italian baseball, there can't be a lot of competition for these kids where they face pitchers throwing like this.
Yep.
I think velocity is the hardest thing too. Velocity is the hardest thing to recreate at this age if you just don't have that many kids that play the game. They've handled it okay today, though.
Strike 3. The hitter is out, but Sperlati manages to dash his way into scoring position, so he's at second with now 2 outs. Sometimes these teams, and I think Italy told us this too a few days ago, that some of the older kids who've gone through the program will come back and practice with them as they get ready for Williamsport, just to try to get some bigger, stronger kids throwing some of that velocity. Federico Tamburini, who came on to pitch and now will have his first at bat, trying to knock in a run. I win or I learn. 0-2. It's a great little motto.
Yes. To understand that at age 12, too.
Crazy.
0-2.
Got the call there on the outside corner for strike 3. Take the ball, place it on the mound, run back to the dugout. Yeah, and you can smile too. 6-0 Japan through 4. Book Twitter and Instagram at the official handles at Little League. Follow the action and join the conversation with hashtag LLWS, Little League World Series. Probably lots of Instagrammed pictures of that. Is that Italian ice? Could we call it that, with Team Italy playing against Japan here?
We're going to. Yeah,
I just did.
You have that power.
Italy has really competed with Japan here. It's a 6-0 game now. But what on paper was really supposed to be a lopsided matchup, maybe the most lopsided matchup of this opening round of the Little League World Series. And Italy has acquitted itself very well. Still 2 innings to go. Japan's offense came to life, though, in the 4th inning. And you kind of figured it was a matter of time. Joe Nishizawa, leadoff hitter, who's been on base 2 different times, has scored a run. He's the catcher. He bats leadoff. 1-1. Another catcher that we know and like, David Ross, just came over to say hi here at Volunteer.
It's very social. It was nice of him.
Gave us a little rundown of how the game up at Lomedy went. That one's over now. Minnesota has beaten Kentucky 2-1. Very competitive game. Look, it's still so early. 2 more games on the U.S. side. After this one, 1 more game on the international side, just for the opening round. But I do think that theme that we talked about right from the top yesterday is true. More defense, a little less power, fewer home runs. Maybe that means tighter, closer games. And that can change as the tournament goes on. Pitching wears a little thin. That
and
can
a little
change.
strategy, too, which is fun.
That one hit him, but also he was starting to swing. And I think they're just going to say hit by pitch. If you swing and you get hit, the swing trumps the hit by pitch.
But only if you break the plane or the rule of a full check swing. I think he held back.
Got him on the forearm.
Man, I'll tell you what, though, that we're talking about the elbow guards. Japan wins as far as the enormity, protection.
It's like an entire arm guard.
Yuto Inaba's wearing a big one, isn't he?
And you'll see from Team Japan more players that throw right-handed but hit left-handed. They switch around a lot of their hitters at a young age. And that makes sense to me. I mean, it makes sense to protect yourself no matter what. But when it's your throwing arm and you're on the left side, you got to protect that nerve on that elbow.
That one hit on one hop toward third with a ricochet. I think a smart no throw by Tamburini, the shortstop. So 2 on, no outs. Here comes Daiki Kobari. That scored as a hit, by the way. What a bunt from the third place hitter, and a really good one. That's a heads-up play by Chirina, the first baseman, just to make sure that runner coming around third wasn't thinking about dashing for the plate. He was not. Maybe he was thinking about it, but he didn't once he realized the first baseman was paying attention.
The art of the bunt, and this is where you deaden. And KP, I saw you talking earlier in the game about getting that hand up in the right position, but to be able to also make contact on the end of the barrel instead of right on the heart of it.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah. When the ball will fly.
Right in the sweet spot. 2 runs are going to come in on that base hit. So Yuto Kakeba, 2 more runs batted in. He's got 4 of them in this game. It's 8-0 Japan. And let's go downstairs to Sebastian.
Guys, the Little League World Series is a big deal. You never know who you're going to find. I found Alize Johnson, forward for the Indiana Pacers. What are you doing here?
Just hanging out. I'm from here, hometown, so I always like to get out here and, see the talent.
You obviously grew up here. You've seen this event. Were you one of the kids running around that we see now?
Oh, absolutely. It's a big deal here. I slid down on the hill a couple years ago. I've hung out here past couple times I've been able to, and it's just enjoyable.
Did you play any baseball growing up?
I did not play any baseball. I'm not really good at it, so I skipped that and just continue to play basketball.
Obviously, the basketball choice has worked out well for you, but when you see all this, any regrets about not playing baseball?
A lot to regret because there's a lot of people here, watching these kids. Their faces are important to everybody, so I wish I did play baseball.
I see you got the Team Caribbean jersey. Who you rooting for? Do you have a rooting interest?
I'm not rooting for anyone. I just went in the store, picked out this, and I would like to go there at some point in my life, so just a choice.
We're the visitors here from ESPN, so we're not the local community. We don't feel what it's like when everybody comes into town. What is that like as a resident of this area?
It's nice. Everybody looks forward to it. It's big for the city, like I've said. Nothing really goes on much here, so when everybody gets out here for Little League World Series, everybody tries to come in town.
Alize, thanks for the time, man. Enjoy the rest of the Little League World Series.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Well, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
A local guy who's made it big.
Chirina, sei caldo. Bene. Hey, Franz.
And with the count 2-0, we're going to get another pitching change, it looks like, for Team Italy.
Okay, meglio.
So Italy figures it out and makes a change. We'll step aside. It's 8-0 Japan here in the 5th inning. We'll be back right after this. Day of Little League World Series baseball on the U.S. side. On the international side, this is the 3rd of 4 opening round games in the international bracket. Japan has an 8-0 lead over Italy. The Italian team making a pitching change here. In the top of the fifth, Dave Fleming, Jessica Mendoza, Kyle Peterson on this gorgeous Williamsport day. And it is Christian Sperlati who has sort of been the highlight maker for Team Italy. He's going to take the mound and pitch.
He's done everything else. Let's put him on a bump.
Yeah, see what happens. I love Sebastian's interview with Alize Johnson, who's an NBA player from here, grew up here, is back watching the Little League World Series now as a fan. Said to Sebastian, he didn't play baseball because it's too hard. He wasn't any good at it. And you know what? It's amazing. You hear that from so many athletes that you consider the best athletes in the world. Did you see the footage of Giannis trying to take batting practice a few weeks ago? Couldn't make contact.
Just watched a lot of these guys throw out a first pitch. I mean,
Can't
just sometimes just the simplicity of just throwing a ball down a mound and hitting somewhere near the catcher.
So whatever you think about the athleticism of the highest level athletes in the world, the skill of this sport, it's hard. And we're watching 12, 10, 11-year-olds sometimes make it look easy.
Well, and the mentality, because you're going to fail. I mean, that's the thing. In so many sports, there's that immediate success, and it doesn't happen in baseball. So many hitters, you bat 300, you're failing 7 out of 10 times. How do you handle that? That's what's cool to see at this level. I think the coaches are doing it right, because so many that do fail, or what they might think of as failure, they still do it with a smile. They're having fun. They're still enjoying it. They're seeing so much about the game that they can learn from.
Well, the two of you were both high-level athletes, had choices of what sport you wanted to play, chose this sport, and stuck through. So I'm sure, even at a young age, when you feel like the best athletes are really going to stand out, it's just not easy.
Kyle was a gymnast. Think of what it could have been.
The world missed out.
They did. Yeah, it's disappointing. Not too many people could have seen that.
There's about 12 who did.
It was 12 too many.
Yuto Misaki, 1 for 3 with the bases loaded and nobody out. Japan trying to open this game up, and I believe they just did. It is a grand slam. Up over the center field wall. 12-0 Japan. Pretty impressive.
It is. You can see gripping a breaking ball right there. And this team Japan, after that first inning where they left the bases loaded, the offense has really started to come alive. Dead center right there. That number 18 holds so much significance on the mound. Holding some significance at the plate right there, too. Grand slam, 6 runs here in the 5th inning. Japan's really opened it up.
That one is a line drive base hit from Taishi Kawaguchi. Well, we did figure that in the end Japan was going to find a way to win this game. And it was close most of the way through. These last 2 times through the lineup, though, Japanese players have, whether it's settled down and let the nerves go by, adjusted to a different style of pitching from Team Italy, whatever it is, just one good at bat after another.
And it has been an adjustment. I mean, that's the thing that you saw early on from some of these Japanese hitters, is hitting off the end of the bat, trying to be patient when you see a ball that's a lot slower maybe than what you're used to, which was part of, I think, what Italy did so well is changing speeds. Doing that right there.
What happened to our big strike zone?
But then Japan making that adjustment, being able to sit back a little bit more, and now you're seeing the offense they've showcased to get here come alive.
That one to shallow center field. That's going to drop for a hit. So now even when Japan doesn't hit the ball particularly hard, they're finding spots. Still nobody out.
Plum, I know we talked about this earlier with Italy, and just how much the press and the excitement around can help grow the game. I think about, for this team, from Japan and the Olympics being next year. And that was one of the biggest things that coaches went down on the field before, and they said, hey, we know the Olympic Games are coming to us next year, and we want this opportunity to help grow it at the youth level and showcase it here in the U.S. just how good they are from Japan.
It's so cool that we get baseball and softball back in the Olympics.
It's overdue. Should have never left.
Well, and you guys, you got to think. I mean, I was a player that you grew up, and the Olympics are what you watch. That's that's something that you gain in it. For so many of these Japanese players growing up, I mean, yes, they watch the Shohei Ohtanis and Ichiro Suzuki's, but they are going to be locked in more than ever before next year to be able to see their sport in the Olympic Games and how good they are at it.
Want to know? Christian with the pitch. That one's fouled off up onto the rooftop. Well, the biggest baseball event in Japan, I mean, the Japanese World Series is huge. The Big League World Series is huge. But the Koshien High School Tournament really is the biggest sporting event of the year in Japan.
That was where Ohtani really came onto the stage, wasn't it? Yeah, it's covered like Major League Baseball.
Daisuke became a superstar at the Koshien tournament. The country sort of stops for days and a couple of weeks, I think, as that tournament goes on.
I have so many teammates that play over there, that live over there.
That one is a liner, caught it short. Nice play. Everybody gets back, so no double play. 2 down. All right, so I gave my impression of this first full day and the first round of Williamsport. We still have some teams we haven't seen on the international side and the U.S. side. Any first impressions from the two of you as we sort of get our first look at the field at large?
I feel like there just hasn't been a dominant team. And I know Curaçao did really well yesterday. I know Japan now coming alive here. But just coming over from Minnesota and their win and how close these games feel. And for this one, for a few innings, it was that. And that's what I appreciate is you don't want a team to come in and just dominate everyone else. You want to see that parity, not only across the country in the U.S., but across the world and so many players being able to hang in there.
I think the opening game on the U.S. side is usually a pretty good indicator of that, too. It's just how tight everybody is because it's the best arms. And there was a 3-0 game and a 1-run game so far. We've got 2 more yet to go tonight.
Yeah, good point. Sometimes on the international side, and maybe a game like this, the coaches have a little more leeway not to use their top pitcher or two in the opening round game if the talent is at a different level on one side. On the U.S. side, typically you don't have that. Number one, maybe teams are doing a little scouting, but not a whole lot of it at this level. And, there's a fear if I don't use my top pitchers right away, you lose that opening game, you're behind the 8 ball right away. That ball is hit down the left field side, but foul. 3-1. So anyway, no powerhouse team maybe this year. And a lot of years it's like that. Maybe a little less power hitting, maybe some fewer home runs.
I like that too.
A more wide open field, tighter games.
Well, we have seen what you see every year is defense.
Yeah.
You always see some defensive plays that just absolutely shock you. And we've seen it, and we're not even through the first round of games yet.
Shortstop for Minnesota saving the game.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's the last out of the ball game, wasn't it?
Yep. Dive up the middle, line drive. And that was big league. We'll see it all over SportsCenter tonight, but I love it.
Oh, the play that the Venezuelan, you were busy while Venezuela was playing against South Korea. The play that the Venezuelan third baseman made was just awesome in our first game on the international side.
Dives in foul territory to catch a foul ball, then almost throws a guy out at home plate.
From his knees, throws a strike to home, swipe tag, just a fraction of a second late for a double play. Strike one on the foul ball with the bases loaded. Japan has scored 6 runs here in the 5th inning.
And you will not see better defense than what this country of Japan will provide. Year after year after year. It's something they put emphasis on. I was talking to their coaches. We talked about their whole Saturday practice. They only get Monday off. They practice Tuesday through Friday, not for a long length of time. All they do, besides warm up and cool down, is T-work and defense.
That one, maybe the sun was a factor. Giovanardi was upset that he didn't catch it. And 3 runs come in to score for Japan, so that clears the bases, making it all the way around to third. Taiki Kobari. So 2 outs, and it's now 15-0 Japan. And who knows whether the sun was a factor or not, but a ball that could have been caught wasn't caught.
Shadows cast that way. We're going to go with it.
Yeah, that's what I think. That's a base hit. He can swing it, can he? All right, so you want to watch the play we were just hyping up?
I mean, look at this.
This is in the Venezuela game, and that's our Venezuelan third baseman that goes full send and make the play, Jess, and then goes to his knees, tries to throw the base runner out at home plate.
He thought he got him. I thought he got him for a double play. That was a great play.
He caught a missile line drive for the last out of the ball game.
Dove vanno gli esterni? Please, lasciami fare il mio lavoro. Tu sei il giocatore. Questo si mette a posto i capelli invece di giocare a partita. È tutto. Devi stare col tuo pitching coach. Devi fare quello che ti dice lui, non inventare. Ok? Non ti sedere perché sennò la palla ti rimane alta. Andiamo. Non stai tirando strike, sennò l'arbitro chiamerebbe.
Okay, so we're not making a change, just a little message from the coach. Stay focused on the game, everybody make plays.
I could hear him talk all day.
Yeah, it's
beautiful language. Little tap on the head. Stay
As
focused.
Christian, he might have a different reaction.
Yeah.
I've heard enough of that. So it's 16-0 Japan, a score that really does not reflect the way that this game has been played most of the way. But on the international side, the 3 winners now are putting up some pretty gaudy offensive numbers. That's a little flare. That'll be another hit for Japan. Yuto Misaki. He hit the grand slam his last time up. He gets another chance to hit. He's knocked in 5 of the 16 runs so far. Still to come on the international side, Canada and Mexico. All right, another chance in right field, and another one not handled. 2 runs will score. Good throw. But it's gotten sloppy here in the 5th inning.
Yeah, and this one's hard too because you look first 3 innings, it's a 2-0 ball game, and then everything starts to spin, and game starts speeding up a little bit. You hope you remember the good stuff from this one, because the first 3 innings there was a lot of good stuff for Italy.
A lot. Heck, we see this at the big league level. If a game starts to get out of hand, the concentration wanes a little bit. Kawaguchi for strike 1. We have the 10-run rule, and we have a 15-run rule this year in the Little League World Series. But because we're in the visitors' half, the top half of an inning, when we pass those thresholds, Italy's going to get a chance to hit no matter what happens in this top of the 5th. Japan's been playing in the Little League World Series for a long time. They've had a lot of great teams. This is the 2nd most runs they've ever scored in a game. Back in 1978, they scored 25 runs in a game.
Were you covering it back then, Kyle? Nothing?
2-1 to Kawaguchi coming.
That's a question.
Yeah. That one is hit hard to left and just beyond the reach of Giovanni in left field. That's a double for Kawaguchi. So he's got 3 hits. Well, yeah, I mean, you can't really blame the kids from Japan. You get a bat in your hand, it's a Little League World Series.
Oh, yeah.
You go ahead.
Yep.
That's cool. That is so cool. That's one of my favorite things here is, and what that just says, the message, how that gets passed down. Just nice hit. You're beating us 19-0, but that was really good swing.
At the end of the day, you're still playing the Little League World Series. I mean, you're still getting a chance
win.
to play in this
You're winning.
environment. Yeah, it's still a pretty good day.
So we are going to have a pitching change here. And Christian Sperlati, who's done so many good things, by all rights, he would have had the final out of this inning a while ago. But not to be. So now a left-hander will come in. And that is Gabriel Chirina. So he'll be the new pitcher for Italy. Yeah, you're reading that score right. I mean, it was scoreless after the first inning. It was 1-0 after the second inning. It was 2-0 after the full third inning.
Yeah.
This was a close, competitive game. And Japan has just poured it on. 4 in the fourth and 9 here in the fifth, still going. So Gabriela Chirina on to pitch on this beautiful summertime afternoon. All right, so here is our bracket up to the minute. Minnesota did beat Kentucky 2-1. A walk-off defensive play, right? Walk-off web
That
jab.
counts.
That counts for
Absolutely.
sure. Virginia with the combined no-hitter against Rhode Island. How about that one? Currently over on ESPN, they're just getting started. Louisiana, New Orleans team. New Orleans, they have never had a team represented in the Little League World Series until this year, which is kind of cool. Hawaii has a tendency, when they send a team to Williamsport, it's a really good team.
They stay here for a while. Won the whole thing last year.
Won it all last year. Trying to duplicate that with a different set of kids. On the ground and a diving attempt, but no out. The throw behind gets away. Now Italy's just trying to find a way to get the third out of this inning. Maybe they can get it at third. Safe. That was close.
Almost had it. This is the one off the bat. You're not quite sure how hard it's hit. It's right back to you. Look like a changeup. Going out and away. It's a good pitch right off the end.
Great effort, though.
Right off the end.
Full-blown dive off the mound. You don't see a lot of pitchers doing that.
Maybe that was showing up.
So what's that now? 14 runs in the inning for Japan? This is Kazuhiro Kishikawa. So this is basically 2 full times around the batting order in this inning, or thereabouts. 20 runs, most they've scored since 2012. Most any team has scored in a game since 2012. Oh, and 2. Should be a big strike zone at this point, shouldn't it?
Nothing wrong with opening it up a little bit right now.
I think that would be, there'd be a good argument for that. On the ground to second. And that is out number 3. And we ain't reviewing it. Japan pours it on in the 5th inning. Last chance for Italy when we come back. Well, Little League wants to extend a special thank you to its official sponsors like Dick's Sporting Goods and Cigna, who help to maintain the strength and leadership of the Little League program. Little League would also like to thank its dedicated volunteers who make the program a special experience for millions of children. All the volunteers here in Williamsport, part of what makes this event so great. If you haven't been and you care about sports, or you care about kids, or you care about baseball,
you got to get here.
Check, check, check.
Gotta get here.
Yeah, we care about all those things. 14-run inning, the most runs that any team has scored here in Williamsport in a long time. Japan, a 20 spot on the board against an Italian team that was playing them tough through the first 3 innings. Things have sort of gotten away. This is the last chance here for Italy. Claudio Di Ronza will hit for the first time in the game. And Japan has brought in the closer. Oh, trying to slam the door here.
Now you get this guy.
Yuto Misaki. Where's that number 18? Just pound the strike zone. I have enjoyed John Joy behind home plate and the unusual hand signals. Our home plate umpire. I don't know exactly how to describe that.
Kind of using both his hands.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Strike 3 swinging. Pretty impressive. 1 out. We're going to see this kid on the mound a lot more here in Williamsport.
Those eyes set up. Good fastball on the outside part. 71 miles an hour right there. That's the hardest pitch that we've seen over here on the international side.
He kind of makes it look easy, doesn't he? Oh, 0-2. Tommaso Metelli Grissetti, 11 years old, off the bench. Here's who you got to face in your first Little League World Series at bat. 2 down. So we will come back, but not here on ESPNU, correct? Am I getting that right?
You are, David. We're on the news.
I just want to set everything up for
the news.
Mexico, Canada. We expect that to be a very competitive game. Top of the hour, 5 Eastern.
Running over the other field.
Okay, so are you going to participate in the broadcast that is starting now, or will you be joining the final game of the night?
I get the final.
Okay.
While you guys are at dinner enjoying yourselves.
Okay.
Well, you know,
we'll watch. We'll definitely be watching.
Get my home state, Oregon.
It's your new home state.
New home state. Felt kind of good saying that. Not even a month.
Just rolled right off the tongue. Yeah, I've been there for 10 days.
Yeah.
Home state.
Oregonian.
Adopted the kids from Salem. Italy down to its final strike. Giovanni Gregorini, the hitter. Yeah, I feel bad that the final score is not going to reflect how well Italy competed in this game. They did compete, and I bet we'll see them compete as this tournament rolls on. But Japan is most certainly a Little League World Series championship contender.
Yeah, you know, every time they show up, Japan's going to bring a club that has a chance to play for a while, and they showed us why tonight. But, Jess, it was fun watching the kids from Italy, especially the first 3 innings. They scoreless first, leadoff hitter gets a few knocks, layout play in left field. It was fun.
Christian Zerlatti will go down as my favorite player. As good as Japan did, Italy showing up, and their left fielder making that grab and sell, coming in, the green hair, pitching a little bit. Italy did show up.
Yeah. So what was the line we used at the beginning of the game? They love their Ferraris and Maseratis,
prosciutto,
the Parmesan, Bolognese.
Yeah.
And they love their baseball. But Japan just a little too deep and talented for the Italian team. So they're in the winner's bracket on the international side. Mexico, Canada, the final game in the opening round for Kyle Peterson, for Jessica Mendoza. Enjoy the nightcap over on the U.S. side. Thanks for coming over and being with us. Dave Fleming saying so long. Now, time for the American Legion World Series right here on ESPNU.